You want to sit there? Then you can see. Good job. Well done. Right. Oh, now, hang on a minute. Have we got sound? No, we've not got sound. Hang on. Let me just put sound on. There we go. Okay, good morning everyone. So, Harris, that's the picture we're going to be trying to do today. What do you think it's a picture of? What do you think it's a picture of? Does it remind you of anything? No. Good morning everyone. I hope you're all well today and you've all had a lovely weekend. We are here this morning for another of our primary 1 to 3 art lessons, but if you are not in primary 1 to 3, if you are upper or if you're lower, you can also join in. Now we're going to do one lesson together, and then at the end I've also got 2 options to show you, just in case you don't have all of the resources that we're going to be using today. So there's 3 options basically. And good morning to anyone that is new to the lessons. I hope you're all well and thank you so much for joining us. This is a live post, however, because 10 o'clock doesn't suit everybody and this day doesn't suit everybody, I always post the lesson afterwards, so you can always catch up later. And I've got Harris with me, my little boy who's in primary 1, so he's going to be doing the lesson as well at the same time, which is perfect because it's all very well me doing the lesson by myself, but sometimes I need someone here with me just to see if there's something I need to tweak or where I'm going wrong. Learning is all about those mistakes, let's not forget. So, I printed this off last night. This is the picture that we're going to be using as our inspiration today. It's by a man called Mondrian, Mondrian, who was an abstract artist from Holland. From a very, very long time ago. And he was a fantastic painter. He painted lots of trees and lots of different things. Good morning to Jamie. Hello, Jamie. So he painted lots of trees and lots of landscapes. But as he developed his skills, he started painting these lovely abstract paintings, very, very famous they are. They feature on lots and lots of different things. You might have seen them. And he just liked creating artwork with the simple colours of the primary colours. Harris, what do you think the primary colours are?
Blue.
Blue, yep, you got them.
Red, yellow.
Blue, red and yellow. So these are our primary colours here. So we are going to try and create our own version of our Mondrian. And what we're going to do first of all is we have got a pile of different squares here. We've got yellow, we've got red, we've got blue, and we've got some black down there as well at the bottom. So what we're going to do first of all, I've pre-cut them already, so you might have to go away now and cut them, which is fine. We'll go nice and slow for you if you haven't done that. What we're going to do first of all is we're just going to stick 1 or 2 of them, of each different colour, onto our page. Now what I want you to try and do, boys and girls, is keep them in the same direction. So what I mean is try and keep them horizontally and vertically, so you're crisscrossing over. Try not to have them like a diamond. Try not to have them diagonally. So Harris, you've got your own glue stick there. So do you want to choose one of these squares to get started? What one are you going to go with? He's going with the red. I'll go with the blue then. So what I'm going to do, Harris, don't need to cut it, although you could cut it if you want it to be shorter, is you're just going to put a wee bit of glue, get your glue ready. I'm going to put a little bit of, Harris is cutting it, he wants it to be a different size. So I've put a little bit of glue on the back and I'm going to try and use the edges of the paper so that I can check that that is straight. So just double check that that's straight. Yeah, that's good. So were you not happy with that size? Did you want it to be shorter? Okay, you want to stick it on your page now? Okay, so I've stuck a blue square there. Let's now go with a black one. And it's up to you where you want to place it, but as I say, try and keep it in the same direction. Try not to have it on its side there, because that will make step 2 much, much harder. So I'm just going to put a wee bit of glue on the back and stick that down somewhere. That's a good job, well done you. Great start. Fantastic. Got my yellow here. Now it's up to you to try and stick this somewhere else on the page. Okay. Oopsie daisy. Okay, red. You don't need very many of these, by the way. And as per usual, we've used coloured paper, but if you don't have coloured paper, you could have coloured in the paper before you started with paint, or you could cut bits out of magazines or wrappers. from, you know, crisps and things. Or what else could you do? You colour it with crayons or anything really. And you can even, if you want to, have some of your squares going on top of your other colours. So we kind of got ready with this. If you don't have any coloured paper at all and you're sitting waiting for step 2, then that's also fine. Okay. There we go. This is doing really tight bits. Wow. They are really nice, darling. That's in your scissor skills as well. It's great to see. Okay. This is my lefty, aren't you, Harris? You have to use left scissors. In fact, they're not left scissors you're using. Can you imagine to use those okay? Yeah? Okay. Very quiet this morning. Hopefully it'll be quiet all day. So this is your step 1. Okay, so you've just stuck down some squares, all in the same direction, as many as you want, and you've left some spaces around them. I'm going to stick one more on just for luck. Have I got any really, really big ones? I'm going to stick a few more on just for luck, just to make my end result even more interesting, because he's got quite a lot on his. Oh wow. You're doing a super job. What are you baking? It looks like a house or something. Or it looks like one of your Minecraft pictures that you do. Okay, now, just to warn everybody, I have got a little girl floating about. If you don't know already, I've got another little girl, Mondrian, who is only 2, and she might pop in. Fingers crossed. Her big brother's keeping her busy right now upstairs. So fingers crossed, but I can hear footsteps. Right, I think I've done more than enough now of my squares and colour. But Harris is still cutting away, so I'm just going to let him get on with that. So while you're finishing off, another thing that you can do if you have got coloured paper and you've got strips, I did this earlier, which I haven't got a print off of the picture, but it's called Boogie Woogie, Mondrian's Boogie Woogie. He was really, really inspired by music, by jazz music, and he moved to New York at one point, and he loved jazz music, and he did these strips. So if you have got extra paper, once you're finished, another thing you could do is cut some strips of paper. And what you could do is you could just stick them down onto your sheet of A4 paper. And then with any other little bits of paper you have left over, you could cut some little pieces of paper. So I'm noticing that Harris has got, can I have this? Is that okay? Harris has got this, so I'm going to use this. Can I borrow your scissors? So I've cut some little squares. Thank you, Joanna. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick these little squares on top of my black strips. So this is a wee extra thing that you could do today if you don't really want to go down this route. If you want to look up the Boogie Woogie picture that he did, which he did when he lived in New York. Got lots and lots and lots and lots of strips on it, and then you stick lots and lots of squares on it. So if you don't want to go down the route that I'm going down, this is another option for you. But again, try and keep them vertically and horizontally to get that right. I've not got any red on this, but I could get red on it later, couldn't I? So that's one option that you could have. Now another option that you could have if you didn't have any coloured paper is you can go with step 2, which is the bit that we're just going to do in a second. I've prepared mine already this morning, so this will actually be how we do step 2. Now this is just using some cardboard pieces that I've cut up from an old recycled box. Now when you cut the cardboard up, cut with the grain. So cut in the direction of the grain. Try and have the bumpy bit of the cardboard showing, because this is going to get dipped into some wet paint in a second. It becomes quite soggy and quite floppy. Okay, and you won't get a perfect straight edge. So you'll need a couple of bits of these. These are the pieces of cardboard that we also used if you took part of in the blossom art picture. So it's that same sort of effect. We used that for doing our branch. So you just need a little bit of cardboard. I love using cardboard. It gives me a really, really nice straight edge. So what I'm going to do for step 2, and I've got a finished example here without the squares. Hi darling, what's up? What's that? Where did you find that? Oh, you cutting the cardboard. Okay, but this is going to be for doing our printing. Okay, so what you're going to do for step 2, we now are just going to try and go around all of our shapes with with a black line. Now, if you don't have black paint, you can always do this with a black pen, or using these black strips of paper. Here's another idea for you. You could always try and cut them so that they're the right size to go around to make your tracks, okay, with some black strips of paper. So if you don't have black paint, there's a black paper option, or you could just use a plain old pen or a crayon, okay? Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to dip. I've got some runny black paint here, ready mixed black paint. So what I'm going to do first of all, just to get started, is I'm just going to take the black line around one of my shapes. This will help me decide what way my abstract painting is going to go. Okay, I'll show you that. So I've just gone around that shape. So that just helps me decide how I'm going to get all of my shapes to connect together. This is great fun. It's like making roads. It's like making a big map. Okay, so I'm just going to go around this yellow one now. Unless you're going to love doing this in a second. And then I'm just going to connect those two together. Now the paint runs out quite quickly, so you'll need to keep topping up. Okay, I'll go around. I won't need to go around the black actually because it's already done for me. So I'll just connect that to there. I hope you can see it okay, by the way. Just going to connect that black there. Okay. I'll keep showing it as I'm going along. Okay. And you can crisscross right over now to there to connect that yellow up if you want. You can go any direction you want. This is the great thing with this. This can go any way that you want, and you can take it off the page or you can keep it on the page. That's another artistic decision for you. Just watch out for mummy's table or daddy's table. Okay, see how that's starting to come together? Now you'll notice I'm just dipping the paint into the cardboard into the paint. I'm dipping the cardboard into the paint. I'm not smearing it and I'm not dragging it back and forward. I'm just dipping it down and then lifting it. Now naturally you're all going to end up with totally different designs from Mrs. C. Just like Harris has got totally different designs from me, but that's great because that is showing your creativity. We don't want them all looking exactly the same. That would be pretty boring. We want them to all look different. And when we've done this in the classroom in the past, they have certainly all looked different. Now, Mondrian sometimes has a black line that goes over the top of his shapes, so you can also do that. So I'm going to do that with this red one here. It's going to go right over the top of that. Take that one up to the top. Take that one up to the top. Take that across. It's really, really, really coming together now. Isn't it? Isn't it great? I'll take this one down. Now I've done 4 all together here. The cardboard's still nice, it's not gone floppy yet. How are you getting on, Harris? Do you fancy doing this now? To make your black lines? Yeah, there's a wee bit of cardboard. Good boy. Thank you. That's okay, you take it away. I don't need it. Oops, that your glue stick. This is the fun bit. You're going to love this bit. Oh yeah. It's like making roads. Or making a big map. Harris loves Minecraft, so this will probably rhythm that. Okay. I'm just going to do one more and then I think I'm just about done. Oh, but hang on a minute. No, I'm not, because I forgot to go around this red shape. So I'm just going to go around that red shape. Harris, darling, just dab your cardboard down and I'll keep it nice and straight. Keep your lines nice and straight. You just dab them down. That's my boy belter. Oh, it's lovely. How are you going to go around all your little shapes? You're going to find that hard? Not for you. Okay, so, oh, hang on, I missed one other bit as well. I forgot my yellow bit. I'm just going to take that line right to the edge like Mondrian does. He always called his pictures compositions, just compositions. They didn't have names. He just called them composition because really that's all they were, just compositions. Okay, so voila. My Mondrian is finished. I think it is. It looks pretty much like the real deal. Okay. I'm looking at Harris right now, he's doing a lovely, lovely one. Now, as I said earlier, if you didn't have any paper, you can still do the bit that we're doing now with the cardboard and the black paint if you have black paint, and if not, you can just use lines and you can just create something like this. And this actually is fantastic for little ones. I'm going to give this to Mirren later on, because what you can now do is just by using those colours of the primary colours, the blue, the yellow and the red and the black, you can just colour in some of these squares. So I've got some crayons here, and once the paint's dry, you can use crayon, you can use pencil, you can use paint, you can use Sharpie pens, you can do whatever you want. That's, oh, there's Granny saying good morning to you, Harris. Now, when you do use the crayons, press really, really, really hard to try and get that colour nice and strong and try and stay in those lines as well. So that's another option for you. You can use crayons to colour in your shapes if you don't have the paper. So there we go, that's 3 different ways of creating your Mondrian. 3 different ways that you can do them in the classrooms, 3 different ways you can do them at home today. You don't need to have lots and lots of materials, and there's loads of information on the Tate website, Tate Kids website, if you want to look up anything. There's also on YouTube a couple of animations, the Boogie Woogie picture that I showed you, one that's based on this. They've got a brilliant animation where it all moves, some music to it as well. So there's loads and loads of information out there on Mondrian if you've quite liked what you've seen. And that's us. I'm going to let him finish that off. And as per usual, make sure that you send me your finished examples. Spread the word. I haven't planned anything for next week yet, so I don't know what you all want to do next week. Harris, what would you like to do next week? You don't know? You don't know? So give me a wee message if you can think of anything cool that we could do for next week. And thank you for all of your hard work. And I can't wait to see your finished examples. And if I didn't get a chance to say good morning to you, and lots of love. That was quite a quantity, only lasted 20 minutes, but I was much more organised and didn't blather as much, and I didn't get any interruptions from a cat or a baby, so that was fab. Oh, you think your paint's still a bit wet? He's just dragged wet paint on this picture. That's okay, we can fix that. Do you know what we could do? We could just colour it in black, or you could get a bit of black and stick that on top there. No, that's that then. Right, lots and lots of love. Enjoy the rest of your day. I've promised Harris that we'll get the bouncy castle out if the weather keeps staying nice. And yeah, we'll see you all later on. Thank you for taking part. I can't wait to see the finished examples. Oh, and if you've got any big brothers or sisters, Suzanne, I've just noticed you've just joined us. Tomorrow we are doing a space art lesson with chalks. So go away and look out some chalk and black paper. And in fact, Jamie, if you want to join in as well tomorrow, you're more than welcome, because I know that you're actually very, very, very capable, and I know you like space. So if anyone wants to take part on space tomorrow, then go for it. Hi, Nick. Oh, I was just away to say goodbye. Oh, fantastic, Nick. You maybe did this actually in primary 1 way back in the day. I hope you've done a good job. I can't wait to see it. And thanks for joining us. Say thank you to Mum for me. Right, better go. See these pictures once they're finished. Lots of love and hugs. Take care. Bye-bye.